Let me ask you something honest. What did you do last night between 7 and 10? And before you answer, really think about it. Because for most people, those 3 hours vanish. Not stolen, not taken, handed over, willingly, to a screen, to a scroll, to a conversation that went nowhere, to a show you weren't even fully watching. And then morning arrives and you wake up already behind, groggy, rushed, reactive, because the night before set you up for exactly that. Here's what I've come to understand after paying close attention to my own habits and the habits of people who are genuinely building something. Your evenings and your mornings are not just bookends to your day, they are the engine. They are where your mindset gets shaped, where your discipline gets tested, and where your future quietly gets decided, one small choice at a time. Most people are unknowingly sabotaging both. They end their day with chaos and begin it the same way, and then they wonder why their goals feel permanently out of reach. What you do with these hours tells you everything about where your life is actually headed, not where you hope it's headed, where it is going, right now. And if that landing sits uncomfortably, good, it should. That discomfort is information. If this is the kind of straight conversation you've been looking for, hit subscribe and join Elevate Your Daily. This is what we do here, real, grounded, no-fluff growth talk. Welcome, welcome. Whether you've been here for a while or you just stumbled in today, genuinely glad you're here. Quick thing before we dive in. This channel is not about perfect routines or aesthetic morning journals. I am not selling you a fantasy. What I'm sharing here are real shifts, things I've personally wrestled with that actually changed how I show up every single day. So pull up a seat, stay with me, and let's get into it. There was a stretch of about 8 months where I convinced myself I was just tired. Every evening I tell myself, tomorrow I'll do better, tomorrow I'll wake up earlier, tomorrow I'll use my time properly. And every morning I'd snooze twice, rush through everything, and arrive at noon already feeling like the day had lapped me. I realized, not from a book but from genuine frustration, that I wasn't tired, I was undisciplined. And that was a hard mirror to look into, because tired gets sympathy, undisciplined gets results, just not the ones you want. Decide the night before what tomorrow actually means. I've learned that people who own their mornings almost always won them the night before, not by doing more, by deciding more. 5 minutes, that's all it takes. Write down the one thing that would make tomorrow feel like a win, just one. Because when you wake up with direction already loaded, your brain doesn't waste the first hour negotiating with itself. I've experienced the difference between waking up with a plan and waking up open-ended, and open-ended always loses. Your morning is not the place to figure out your day. Figure it out the night before and let the morning be execution. Cut the screens an hour before sleep. Yes, seriously. I know, you've heard this, but hearing it and doing it are two completely different countries. Here's what I've noticed in my own life. When I scroll before bed, I wake up foggy. Not because of blue light theories or sleep science, but because I handed my last conscious hour to other people's content, other people's drama, other people's highlight reels, and my brain marinated in that overnight. What you consume in that final window programs your subconscious. From my point of view, protecting that last hour is one of the highest leverage moves you can make. Read something useful, sit quietly, stretch, let your mind land, not spin. Stop letting your morning begin with other people's agendas. The moment you open your phone first thing, emails, notifications, social media, news, you have officially handed your mental state to the world, and the world does not care about your goals. I used to check my phone within 60 seconds of waking up. I thought I was staying informed. What I was actually doing was starting every day reactive instead of intentional. I've grown to see that the first 30 minutes of your morning should belong entirely to you. Move your body, drink water, breathe, think. These are not luxury habits. They are the foundation of a day that you actually lead rather than chase. Build a wind-down signal your body recognizes. Your body is not a machine you can switch on and off with commands. It needs signals. What I've noticed is that people who sleep well and wake up energized almost always have a consistent wind-down sequence, something that tells their nervous system, we are closing the day now. It doesn't have to be complicated. A warm shower, herbal tea, 10 minutes of reading in dim light. The specifics matter less than the consistency. I've experienced nights where I skipped this entirely and nights where I honored it. The morning after tells the whole story every single time. Use the first 5 minutes of morning to set your emotional tone. Before the calendar, before the coffee even, before the first word you say to anyone, spend 5 minutes deliberately choosing how you want to feel today. This sounds soft, I get it, but I've realized this is actually one of the most disciplined things you can do. Gratitude, intention, a deep breath, a quiet moment of clarity. This is not wellness fluff. This is mental hygiene. Because the emotional tone you carry into the first hour bleeds into every interaction, every decision, every response you give for the rest of the day. Own your tone before the day assigns one to you. Audit your evening honestly, then change one thing. Here's the move most people skip because it requires honesty. Sit down this week and actually write out what your average evening looks like hour by hour, 7 to 10 p.m. Where does it genuinely go? I did this once and I was embarrassed by what I found. Not ashamed, embarrassed because I knew better and I was still doing it. What I've come to understand is that you don't need to overhaul everything at once. Pick one thing from your evening that is clearly wasting your time and replace it with one thing that serves your future. Just one. Hold that for 3 weeks, then replace another. Small pivots made consistently become unrecognizable transformation over 12 months. In my opinion, I've realized that mornings and evenings don't fail people. People fail their mornings and evenings. And the gap between where you are and where you want to be is often not talent, not opportunity, not resources. It is these hours, the ones you are handing over without even noticing. From where I stand, I've come to understand that reclaiming your evenings and mornings is one of the most rebellious and powerful things you can choose to do in a world that is designed to consume your attention around the clock. You are fighting for your own life when you protect these hours. That might sound dramatic, but I genuinely mean it. So here is my honest ask. Don't try all 8 things tonight. Pick 2. Start there. Because the person who does 2 things consistently beats the person who attempts 8 and burns out by Wednesday every single time. Your hours are yours. Reclaim them, starting tonight.